Hi, this is Fox back again for sound design tutorials. I've had a new synth for the past 2 weeks, I think I've had it now, Nemesis. I haven't done a walkthrough or an overview. It is quite a complicated synth, but for those of you that are subscribed to me and do have this synth, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pluck. I've called it a pure pluck. It's a real nice sort of trancey pluck. Set some modulation up on the mod wheel to open it up to make it wider for transitions and stuff. So yeah, this is the sound. As I say, quite a few things mapped to the mod wheel. Beautiful pluck. Lovely, 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 lovely. Right, let's get down to this then. I'll say quickly, this patch is free to download in the description. And make sure you subscribe if you like this or any of my other tutorials. So we're going to go ahead and init all. We're going to start off with the oscillators and then work our way through in some sort of order. To start with, we're going to start with this common section down here. This is like the oscillator main page in effect. All we need to do to start with is just pull the sustain down to 0, which means it's already a sort of plucky sort of envelope. And also we're going to pull the stereo down to 0. Not the stereo, the unison spread, sorry. We're going to click it, turn it on 4 times unison. The reason I've turned the spread down is because that's one of the parameters that I'll map to the mod wheel later on. Okay, Oscillator 1 was one of these pulse ones. I think it was by pulse by try, pulse by square. It was one of these narrow ones. That's it. This is the one. We're going to pull filter C down. It's a low pass filter on all of these filters. You can't change that. It's a bit clever how they've done the routing inside Nemesis. It's different to any other synth. You don't have a master filter on the output. You don't have a master filter after the oscillator section. Each oscillator has its own filter, and they're all low-pass filters, so you've got 4 individual filters that control each one. So we're going to pull this down to the start off cutting point of about 9 o'clock. We're going to pitch it up 2 octaves. Oscillator M, this is the carrier for the FM. We kept it on the standard Neo FM mode, we didn't change anything around with that. This one is a basic sine wave. This one's pitched up 1 octave. We're going to move the phase slightly. This is the starting position of wave Oscillator 8 in effect. They call it C for carrier, M for modulator. Bring the mix in for oscillator M1. It's bringing a bit of sine wave into the fold. The filter for this, we want a starting point pretty much the same, about 9 o'clock on a clock dial. We're now going to use this envelope 2 to snap it open, giving us that classy sort of pluck sound. Envelope 2 is already mapped to filter C1, so we want to push that right round to about 4 o'clock. In the matrix section, we need to set that to do the same for filter M1. So we want to choose envelope 2, filter M1, set it pretty much all the way out. Now we need to create the proper pluck with the envelope that we want. So we want no sustain, which it gives you as standard. Tiny bit of release, pull decay down till we get it to where we want it. So yeah, that's where I had it, about in between 10 and 11 on a clock dial. Envelope 2 is also going to modulate the filter for C2 when we finally get there. The wave that I had for this one was, for some reason it doesn't show me. This might be fiddly. I think it was serial Z down. Yes, it was. That's a lucky guess. I'm going to have to jot these down from now on. For some reason, when you click on it, it shows you there. It's not showing it me on the other one. But yeah, it was a serial Z down. Again, we'll pull the starting position of the filter back to roughly the same amount. So it's sort of starting a bit closed towards the low end, and then the envelope's opening it up. So yeah, we need to set envelope 2 to open that up as well, and that is filter C2. Positive, about the same as what we did for the M1. Need to bring in the mix for this. This one's pitched up 2 octaves. Bringing a bit of mix for Oscillator M2. I didn't have any filter on this one. Well, I kept it wide open so it wasn't playing any part. And the mix for this we do round positive to about 3/4. Just realised we didn't need to set up that envelope 2 to filter C1 because it's already there, so we'll do away with it. As I say, dial that in. That's the same as envelope 2 on the first one. Okay, we're getting there. We need a nice plucky envelope to bring a tiny bit of FM on both. We are going to no sustain again, real plucky this one. Pull the decay time right down so it's real quick, opening real quick, closing really quickly. So this envelope 1 is already mapped to the FM of both. We want the starting point for the FM of 1 just a little bit up. You're going to hear it. And then we want it to open positive just a tiny bit more, around about 12 or 15. A lot more for the envelope 1 controlling the FM for 2, all the way around to about 3 o'clock. Okay, we're going to go to this CFG section now. This is like the common parameters section. I'm going to keep it on polyphonic 8 because it's a pluck. You're going to be playing them 2, 3, maybe 4 notes at a time. Didn't change the glide or anything like that. I changed this character mode to psychoacoustic. Has a real nice effect on plucks. I changed the engine mode to very clean. Didn't do anything with the limiter. I changed the punch to a light punch just to add a little bit of kick to the sound. Nice clicky percussive sort of sound this is. I'm going to go to the effects section now. We're going to add a reverb and just a bit of EQing. So the reverb I chose was the large reverb, quite heavy on the mix. I had it up to about 59, size around about 50, so halfway. I pulled the damping down and the low cut up to around 400. We didn't want to be reverbing any of the lows, it can really muddy your mix up. The swell parameter can get a bit too much as well, so I pulled that down to about 13%. So yeah, I then use the parametric EQ. This gives you a chance to boost certain frequencies or cut certain frequencies, and I just slightly wanted to boost around the 1000 Hertz mark. It was about 900 actually. Give it 2 dBs again, just to sort of boost the 1K region. Okay, now we're just going to set up the modulations. I say I like to sign a lot to a mod wheel on this, so you can open the patch up as you're playing it. I did a lot of different things. Turn these off. We'll use this. Right, so I did mod wheel. Mod wheel to filter C1. Mod wheel to filter M1. That's these two filters. We're going to open these filters up to make it wider. We did mod wheel to filter C2. That's all three filters that we are using. As I say, filter M2 is open all the way up, so we didn't need to do anything to that. I used the mod wheel to envelope to decay. This is the envelope that's controlling the length of the pluck. If you increase the length of the decay, I'll show you on this quickly. Stretches the notes out a bit. I also use the mod wheel for the volume for D, just to increase the lower tones. This was this sort of sub-element of the sound. Volume D. This is the volume for D. So we're going to set the amounts up for these now. They're all pretty much the same, around about 15. Set all the destination ups for the mod wheel. We have done that. There's some more, I believe. Yes, in the matrix section. Envelope 1 to FM2. Mod wheel. Envelope 1 to FM2. That's this one. We're going to increase the amount of FM with the mod wheel as it goes up. This was a tiny little bit amount. Tiny bit. 4.5. And then I also did the mod wheel to do the unison spread. So this was quite a small amount as well. 4.5. So everything's mapped to the mod wheel now. We're opening the length for the filter. We're opening the length for the filter envelope up. We're opening the length of the decay on the amp envelope, which is making the notes bigger. We're increasing the unison spread, increasing the FM on Oscillator 2 with the mod wheel. Really nice sort of classic trancey sort of pluck, but usable for many genres. Lovely. Okay, as I said before, this patch is free to download in the description. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy this or any other tutorials that I do. Thanks for watching. Cheers.